And if you haven't sent them already, you can send them over here with Allie. We have some great prizes, including a free class, a leash, some t-shirts, dog toys, etc. So.
Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start off with Frank and Busby. Frank is one of our puppy camp counselors, and Busby is a ongoing puppy kindergarten and puppy camp student. And we're going to be demoing some of our training techniques, as well as asking you guys if you have any of the answers to some clicker training trivia questions. And if you do have an answer, you'll be getting raffle tickets. So I see some of our students in the audience. You might be interested in the free 6-week classes. I'm thinking that's why you're hanging out. So have your answers ready for things like shaping and capturing, etc. All right, so we're going to start off with the concept of clicker training. Who's pretty clicker savvy in the crowd? Okay, can you tell us what the clicker is used for in training?
It's used for marking when the dog does the actual behavior. Let them know that she's coming.
Perfect. Allie, could you hand her a raffle ticket? Okay.
You're letting me cheat.
I am letting you cheat. Okay. So right now, Frank is going to be warming Busby up with the clicker. So he's just going to start by clicking and treating him a few times to tell him that in this environment, when he hears that clicker sound, he's about to get a cookie. A dog cookie. Okay. Now we're going to work a little bit with luring, and I'm going to say a non-AHIMSA student. Do you know what luring means when it comes to dog training? Raise your hand. Stay, good girl. Yay, come, good job.
Luring is using a treat to kind of guide their nose to get them to do the behavior.
Quick treat for her. Does she have a raffle ticket too? Awesome. Okay, so he's going to demo luring a dog into a down. Busby's tush is stuck. Good boy. Good job. So when we're doing that with the lure, some dogs, the first time that you offer them a treat, if you put it all the way down to the ground, tush gets stuck that way, or they look at the treat like, well, how do I get all the way down there? So if that happens to your puppy, you can combine luring and shaping to get them into that down behavior. Who's familiar with shaping for clicker training? For marker training, it doesn't have to be the clicker.
I get one of them.
Hold on. She really likes that spot.
Shaping is when you get the start of a trick, and every time they get a little bit closer, you just try to keep getting closer and closer to them.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys could hear that. So basically you're taking little pieces of the behavior with your dog and treating those. Instead of waiting for the complete down, you're looking for a little nose to go down, or for their shoulders to shrug forward, and then for them to walk a little bit closer. So Frank is going to demo that with Busby, but instead of down, we're going to work on getting him to spin in a circle. So he gets a treat there, and there, and there, and there. So he got 4 treats for 1 spin, and then as he gets better, we'll ask him to go a little bit further in that spin before he gets his next treat. Can you hand out those raffle tickets? Good. And then he gets 1 treat for the spin. Okay? All right. So Busby hasn't really learned this one extensively before. The spin is brand new for him. You can also use luring to teach them how to walk nicely on a leash. If you have a dog that pulls and they're really food motivated, you've probably seen people walking around with cookie, 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 right? It's a really nice way to get them to do that initially. but you probably want to wean them off of the food as quickly as possible. So later on we're going to talk a little bit about alternative rewards for your dog so that you're not completely married to the food and the treats in your hand. Okay. The next thing we're going to work on is some impulse control with Busby. Busby likes treats. We're going to teach him leave it. It's summer coming up. People are going to be doing barbecues, and we're going to work on teaching Busby not to eat food off of a tray. We'll have to get coordinated for this. Okay, so we're going to put some treats on the plate. Can I have some? So I asked Frank for some of his own treats, so that when I'm asking Busby to leave, or when Frank is asking Busby to leave this alone, he's getting the same value of treats that I'm asking him to leave alone. I'm not going to put steak on this plate and say, you may not have this steak, but you'll get a piece of kibble. He's going to eat the steak. Busby's aware that there are treats here. Frank is going to cue the leave it and then just wait for better behavior. Nice. And I'm moving so that Busby can't actually eat this, because he's faster than I am. A little better. Boy. So right now we're taking a sit from Busby. Then we might get a little pickier and look for him to lie down. That's a good choice. Good. And now he's being clicked for not lunging back for the food. I don't want Busby to think that the behavior that he should be doing is to try and crawl into my lap or onto the tray and then back off from it, because then he's already eaten the sloppy joe or whatever else you have on that tray. So we're working on teaching him to stay away from the leave it object. And we could make this more challenging by using higher value treats. I could put a hot dog on here, or I could put a hamburger. I just want to make sure that when I do ask him to leave alone something really exciting like a hot dog, I'm giving him hot dog as a reward. Or if he likes a ball better, I would give him a ball. Busby says, I've forgotten about this. Is there food on that tray? Okay, Busby has learned to leave alone the tray. We're going to move on. Okay, and now we're going to do a shameless plug about our puppy camp. We're going to have Busby's mom tell us a little bit about Busby and his experiences before puppy camp, and then what changes she saw by doing the puppy camp. And I'll describe what that puppy camp is in just a minute.
Hi, this shameless plug, I've received nothing for it except an incredible dog. Let's see, when we picked up Busby, he was 9 weeks old and possibly the least socialized dog we've ever seen, and we had no idea what we had. We described him as an alien. He snarled at everything. This experience he couldn't have handled. He's only, 17 weeks now? So he's been in puppy camp and working with PIMSA for approximately 7 weeks. And the difference is tremendous. Because we dropped him in puppy camp and intensive care, originally we started with just puppy training, and it was clear from just day one that he needed a lot more intensive help. We dropped him in puppy camp, and instantly, within a week, he was so much more confident. He wasn't snarling, he wasn't afraid of things, and every week that he's been there for the first 4 or 5 weeks, we've seen tremendous improvement. There's no way, even as experienced dog owners, we could have brought him close. So, shameless plug.
Puppy camp is basically daycare for puppies. They go for 4 days a week, 4 hours a day, and they're getting training, socialization, and a lot of work on not barking and impulse control. So you want some intense socialization, there you go. All right, so Busby learned a little bit of leave it. Thank you very much, Busby. You're a good boy. Thank you, Frank.
All right.
So we're going to up the ante a little bit. Next we have Adrian and Penny. Adrian is one of our trainers. She actually started off taking puppy classes with Penny and then decided that she liked training so much that she was going to do it professionally. So Penny has a little more practice with impulse control than Busby does, so she's going to do a hot dog retrieve. Adrian has a raw hot dog in her hand, and she is going to toss it for Penny and ask Penny to bring it all the way back and deliver it to her hand without eating the hot dog. Here we go. Good.
Wow.
So she had to do it a short distance initially, a little further.
Hot dogs are tricky.
So this is using shaping, so we're making it gradually a little bit harder for Penny. And now the hot dog is basically just a ball to Penny, because she's getting hot dog for leaving it alone and for not chewing on it too much. She has a few teeth punctures in there, but that's about it. So that was done just using shaping. There were no corrections for Penny for trying to chew on the hot dog. It was just gradually making it a little bit harder for her. And you can use clicker training to train some pretty awesome tricks. Adrian has done some agility with Penny, and she's trained a lot of really cute things. So she's going to demo some of those tricks now. Okay, so some tricks that she's used luring to train are spinning in each direction. We already demoed how to do that with Busby. She's also been lured to do legs is the cue. Penny gets a little excited when she's training because she's ready for her next treat. Thanks, Adrian. And then she's done victory lap. She's also done, the cue is called feet, and this was done using shaping. Only a little adorable. The hot dog retrieve was done using shaping as well. And then using capturing, which is a new training technique. Does anybody know what capturing is? Who would like to earn a raffle ticket? All right.
Basically, capturing is when your dog does something that you think is cute or that you like, and then you click and treat for that, and then you begin to associate that behavior with good things.
Exactly. So it's similar to shaping, except that you wait for the complete thing. So when your dog comes out of the crate and stretches in the morning, you're doing a yoga bow. There we go. So that's how Penny was taught to do yoga. She can also lick. I don't know if you can see it on that side, but she licked her schnoz. Lick. Yes. Lick.
One more that we taught with capturing was cute. Cute. It's basically her putting her head anywhere. Cute. So I have a 6-month-old son, and she'll put her head on him as well.
Adrian knows, Adrian knows these tricks too, but she taught them to Penny as well. Penny can do some useful things like picking up her own food puzzles and also turning off the light for bedtime. She cleans up dishes on the floor as well. So she's been trained to be a housemaid, essentially. That's nice. All right, we're going to move on. Thank you so much, Penny and Adrian. And we're going to do a little nose work demo. I know there was one right before this. We have Quinn, who is another of our HIMSA students and has been coming to us since 6 weeks old, 8 weeks old. And one of the first classes that she came to was a puppy nose work class. So we're going to be having Quinn do some scent discrimination. And we have some audience participation. I think we need 4 different people to come on in. Yes? Come on in. Anyone else? We need, come on in. tug toys, one of which has been scented with anise. Did I say that correctly, Shannon? Oh, good. It smells like licorice. Who's got it? You smell it. Okay. She's got it. What number do you have? It's on the tag. 1. Okay. So I'd like you guys to put your toys in the bins. You can turn them upside down if you'd like to, or you can leave them open. And Quinn is going to tell us which one has the anise in it. Actually, let's turn them all upside down to make it as consistent as possible.
Buzz bee! For God's sakes.
That was Buzz bee.
Who's hyper? Oh, look, a stick. Take out your groceries. So, those dogs, like 60 pounds, huh?
You're being filled.
So Quinn doesn't get to see.
I was told.
No, it's still recording.
It's like a stick as a pacifier.
All right, so she's going to do an on-leash search. We're rubbing her up. Release the hound.
Which one?
Girl.
You're
So
gonna be able to
paw is her indicator. And that was taught using shaping and capturing as well. Quinn happens to be a very pawsy dog. If she isn't sure quite what to do, she's going to try and use her feet to do it. So she learns to dig, basically, when she finds the scent. Okay? Okay, so thank you to our audience. We had been a good place. Stickers and raffle tickets, thank you very much. We may have you guys come back up if you'd like to hang around. So the next part, we're going to talk about using alternative rewards and also how you can use clicker training to work with dogs that have some maybe more problem behavior. So you may have seen me wandering around a little bit mindlessly with Fiona. Fiona is my 3-year-old. She's a Labradoodle and she's a rescue dog, and I would deem her a project dog because when I got her, she was 10 weeks old and she was given to me by a client that said she was a little too much for them. She was very fearful. Well, the first time that I met her, I had hot dogs and cheese, and she was 8 weeks old, and she wouldn't come near me for an hour and a half because she was so afraid of people. So for her to be in this environment is kind of amazing. She's not barking at anybody. But she uses some she's great! I just need that on cue now. All right, so I use some alternative rewards for her, other than food. One of her biggest things, when she's afraid of a person, she wants to get away from them. So I use the ability to walk away as a reward. And I'm going to have Shannon come be my scary person. Shannon is not only wearing a hat, but she's also wearing sunglasses, which for Fiona is kind of a big deal. And this is a bit of... It's tiny! All right.
Look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a nice potty your dogs before demo. That's good. Good girl. Okay. So while Shannon is in an awkward position, we're going to have Fiona walk up, and she may not be afraid of Shannon. Shannon's been giving her some cookies. And I'm going to wait for Fiona to say, oh, she's weird. Her ears came up. Girl. Her ears came up. She changed her breathing pattern just a little bit, and then she looked away. So I'm rewarding her for looking away and choosing not to bark at Shannon by trotting away from her. Would somebody else like to come in and be the scary person for Fiona? Someone she doesn't know? Good, we have a boy. Boys are even worse. No offense, guys, but you're scary to most dogs. And the sunglasses. Oh, good. Good. So go ahead and stop right there. By the way, for her, rolling is a stress reliever, so I'm not going to interrupt her. Generally, when she's calming herself down, instead of me having to feed her, if she's self-soothing, I'm going to let her do it. Also, it's cute. Oh, it smells so good. Okay. So now I'm going to let her get up and look at him. Yes, good girl. And she made a better choice that time, so she gets to run away. Let's do it again. She's looking at him. Yes, good girl. And in this situation, because I'm not feeding her, I'm using a verbal marker, yes, instead of the clicker. I don't want to promise her a treat and not give her food. Ready? One more time. Thank you. Yes, good girl. Good job. No idea. Yes, good girl. So now she's not staring at him for quite as long. So she's learning, I'm not going to make you go over there. It's not such a big deal. I'm not so worried about it. And notice that when she is barking, I'm not correcting her. I would much rather that she tells somebody, you're scary, leave me alone. And generally, people will respect a barking dog. I don't want her to think that she has to be silent and then she bites somebody because she thinks that she can't bark them away from her. So I like the barking, it's a warning sign. It just tells me I made a mistake and I got her too close to that person. I'm gonna do one more trial. Too close. Can you try it again? I know I'm doing a bad job today. Yes, good girl, okay. And then I'm gonna give her a jackpot. Thank you very much. No. She already said he's scary like 2 or 3 times, so if I have this wonderfully patient, scary guy come over and say hi to her, she's gonna say it was all a lie. You told me that I could leave, and then you made me let him pet me. You're a liar, Mom, and I don't trust you anymore. So I'm gonna let her do her thing at this point. Okay, so we have basic obedience classes, we have puppy kindergarten classes, we have training for dog aggressive dogs, and we do private training for other behavior issues. None of it's using harsh corrections, it's all using positive reinforcement, and if you want to get really nerdy about it, we do some negative punishment where we're removing things from their environment if they do something naughty. But generally it's positive. Thank you guys very much. That's pretty much it. Have an excellent day. Oh, and Allie's going to do Adrian's going to do the raffle.
We're going to announce our raffle winners. There are 4 prizes. The first one is for a Kong Wobbler. It's a food tour. You can feed your dog their breakfast, lunch, and dinner in here. They're great. And a t-shirt. So the winner of this is no name. The number is 942557. 942557. Don't be shy. Anybody? Okay. Another no name, 942581. 942581. Oh,